Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim, Yahweh by Shem Shai, Hamashiach Brakatham. Just want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, Yahweh, the true and only Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father, the master of the world, ignorantly referred to as God, and name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the true and only Hebrew name of the only begotten Son, Hamashiach, which is the Messiah of Israel and Israel only. Salak, you also want to give double honor to the apostles on down of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the sincere Akim across the four corners, pushing his gospel and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the globe where we have been scattered due to biblical prophecy of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. And which you modern day so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And I also want to, at that point, Akim, on that note, rather, just want to say Shalom. This is Malak Rayab, back at it again with another segment to further magnify, uplift, and praise the almighty, everlasting, and perfect name of Abanawa Yahweh by Shemai Shai, and to further edify the elect and condemn the wicked. And they continue to do that in a segment. I want to go ahead and focus on this article regarding the rising tensions between the nations, man, especially America's allies, and further confirming biblical prophecy as to why America's allies, which is a whore in the scriptures, America, and the beast, their European allies, will turn on them. So without further ado, I'm at the plantation, so I'm gonna be as quick as possible. I really haven't had a chance to go through the article like that, even though I glanced at it earlier. So this is basically an impromptu. So Audubon writers ought to be edifying for the elect. But it starts off by saying Angela Merkel says she is concerned about President Trump's decision to impose new tariffs. All right, it says U.S. steel tariffs. Germany's Merkel calls for EU exemption. All right, and that witch from Teman, which is our biblical nation, has already expressed her displeasure with Donald Trump. I remember maybe a year ago, she requested they shake hands for political reasons on camera, and he curved her, man. He acted like he didn't even hear her request. So that further fueled her hatred for him, and she realized she was dealing with a buffoon. But she's a goddamn buffoon because she's an Edomite. Go figure. But so just to throw that out there really quick regarding their their quote unquote history, expounding on their already rocky relationship, if you will. So it says German Chancellor Angela Merkel has called for the European Union to be exempted from new U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. Read the part again. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has called for the European Union to be exempted, from new U.S. tariffs on steel, aluminum imports. And she's her nation that she represents is a Eastern Union affiliate of America, man. Going into the prophecy in Daniel, going into the 10 toes, and the beast that will burn the whore. Pursuing Revelation 17 and 16, that includes Germany, man, whose biblical nation is Teman, or biblical tribe from Edom is Teman. So it says the best option would be for the EU to be excluded, she told business leaders gathered in Munich. Ms. Merkel warned that no one could win a race to the bottom and said the tariffs risk hurting everyone. All right, because not everyone is in compliance with these tariffs. That's going to just further cause division between the nations, man, especially the European allies of America. So it says President Donald Trump says the U.S. has suffered from unfair trade and that tariffs will boost industry. The import duties, 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum, will go into effect in 15 days. Although Canada and Mexico will be exempt while negotiations continue over the North America Free Trade Agreement. All right. Then it says Mr. Trump signed a declaration, blah, blah, blah. So you have these different nations with their different takes on it. The different viewpoints on it anyway. Says there was strong opposition from within Mr. Trump's own Republican Party. Going into, I believe it's the book of Luke, where Yahushua said, if Satan is cast against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? And Satan is the adversary, which Satan is synonymous with the word adversary, which is in which Satan is adversary to righteousness. And the physical manifestation of Satan is Esau, the so-called white man. Case in point, his own empire is being divided against themselves, man. Further validating biblical prophecy as well. So it says there was strong opposition from within Mr. Trump's own Republican Party, which is traditionally in favor of free trade. The U.S. House Speaker Paul Ryan announced the new measures and said he feared unintended consequences. Republican Senator Orrin Hatch, who chairs the Senate Finance Committee, said he believed the president has been misled by those advising him at the White House. All right, because he's a fucking idiot. Trump lacks political and military experience, so he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But the elite international bankers that run the entire world, the fake Jews, the Amalekites in the Bible, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and so forth, know this, and that's their that further confirms their plot to destroy America, man, by creating devising tactics of mayhem, man. All right, further tactics of mayhem. Says another Republican Senator, Jeff Flake, said he would draft and introduce a bill to nullify the tariffs, adding, "I urge my colleagues to pass it before this exercise in protectionism inflicts any more damage on the economy." However, those who backed Mr. Trump's move included Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who said it was part-time to defend our interest, our security, and our workers in the global economy. All right. This is why Trump supposedly did it. In his election campaign, Mr. Trump pledged to protect American workers and to rebuild the steel and aluminum industries. But you can't say you're doing that. That's going to affect, if these tariffs are going to dwindle or compromise the relationship with your other Eastern Union partners, that's going to further affect the economy, as it was noted, which was alluded to a moment ago. And it's going to further weaken the economy as a result of that, man, before it's all said and done. So that further confirms Esau Edom is a snake tongue, man. He's a double talker. Like Rodrigo Duterte of the Philippines said. And it's like the late, great Russell Means of the nation of Israel from the tribe of Gad once said about these Edomites, man. They're the Esau, the so-called white man, is a double talker, man. Further fulfilling Psalm 55 and 21 and likewise precepts that he is a damn devil and the power of deceit lies within his tongue. So it says, in this election campaign, Mr. Trump pledged to protect American workers and to rebuild the steel and aluminum industries. The two metals are the backbone of our nation, the bedrock of our defense industrial base, the president said at Thursday's signing ceremony. All right. Yeah, so that's basically that, man. And I can read the rest of the Akim, but basically all of us, I just basically address some of the main points. It goes into further detail, but I'm just gonna go ahead and end it off. You know what I'm saying, with the correlation of this event through the prophecies of Holy Scriptures. And I'm going to start this off in the book of Psalm chapter 10 verse 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." And how's Esau, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, who has rulership of the earth right now, pursuing Job chapter 9 verse 24, have dominion over the earth to persecute the inhabitants of the earth under his dominion, including the Israelites that he stole as casualties of war and cast off into slavery, as of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Most High chosen nation Israel, because his dominion is through his sword, and an extension of his sword are his satanic devices, man, i.e. his politics. Pursuing Daniel chapter 8 verse 25, how it says he held craft in his hand. His politics were held as craft in his hand, and craft is a witchcraft, just like it says in Daniel chapter 8 verse 25. His economic system, his military industrial complex, man. So America, as we stand, is still the most, is the most, is really is, acknowledged, if you will, or identified as the enforcer, in the military field. That's why these other nations are forming an alliance to take out this whore, which is a biblical prophecy. Because all of what I've said goes into the Western philosophy on how Esau maintains his dominion over the entire world, man, which is modernly known as Western philosophy, which is biblically known as the wine of fornication. So it says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor." And by the way, it says that drink will cause in Isaiah 24 chapter. Let's get that real quick. Salakia. Isaiah 24. It says, Isaiah 24 and 9, "They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it." And that's the wine of fornication, man. All right, by these devils, man. All right, and these heathen. It says Psalm 10 and 2, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." So Esau's going to be taken in the devices that they've imagined, because the Most High is using Esau to tear his own empire down, pursuing Malachi the first chapter, man. And he's doing exactly that because it further confirms Esau's nature, man. All right? Prophesied in the Holy Scriptures, man. The book of life, pursuing Isaiah 34:16. And it further identifies that Esau, Edom, was created as a son of perdition, as it says in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. And he's destroying the earth on all fronts, man, in every aspect you can imagine, man. Because he's a devil, which means deceiver, man. And once again, the power of his deceit lies within his tongue. All right? So Trump can say all he, in case in point, in terms of in regards, pertaining to Trump in this case, he can say all he wants to in regards to what these tariffs are supposedly supposed to, as far as what these tariffs are supposed to represent and how they're supposed to benefit America, but it's only benefiting, the corporation of America, not America in the sense of all of the American citizens, man. That's why, it said, I believe it was Patrick Henry or someone who said, "We the people." It's in the U.S. Constitution, and it says, and it still says in the Constitution that we're 3/5 of a human being. So obviously, liberty was falsely promised to us pursuant to 2 Peter. All right, and because that's a part of the satanic devices of Esau, Edom, the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of, to bring forth his new world order agenda, man, to beguile the souls of the simple through his satanic devices, which will quote unquote ironically catch up to him. And he will suffer from the conspiracy and of his wicked and satanic devices that he has imagined and devised to really further oppress and vex the children of Israel, man. Going into Psalm the 83rd chapter, and it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we know what these tariffs are going to. We know what the intent of these tariffs are behind, man. And that's to further bring in his new world order agenda. So Esau is going to be taking in the devices that they've imagined, man. All right, which is going to lead into a world war, man. I mean, end this off in Revelation 11:14. It says, Revelation 11:14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And woe means war or destruction. All right, so the scriptures are prophesying these things, man, including world wars, including the third world war. It's a major war. That's why I didn't mention. It wasn't talking about Vietnam per se, or the Philippine War, or the U.S. Civil War. It's talking about World War, the thermonuclear war, the last world's war, known as Armageddon, man, that will cause a lot of death. I'm ending this off in Revelation 17-16, because that's what's going to cause the Eastern Union to really turn their backs on America, the great whore. Start this from the top. Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore, America, that sitteth upon many waters, which represents governments. All right. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth, and that's why the mother governments representing the waters in the scripture are bucking up against America, man, because these tariffs will affect their sovereignty and their economies, man. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. They're being drunk. That drink is, like it said in Isaiah 24:9, is causing a bitter feeling in their stomach, man, just like food poisoning. All right, which is why in Revelation 17:16 it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, talking about the Eastern Union, the beast, all right, the EU, the Eastern Union, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So Germany, a part of the Eastern Union right now, Turkey, in a military alliance, and it's like in a political and a military alliance with America, are going to turn their backs against the whore. All right, and all these other nations, man, that are affiliated with the whore America, and that's what's going to cause. And these tariffs are going to cause America to be burned with fire, man. All right. So having that said, call halal mihal by Shemi Shai, Hamashiach Brekathum. Double honor to the apostles, the great millstone on down, and shalom to the sincere Akim across the 4 corners. And with that, death to Esau, Edom, and his queendom, America, the whore, the great whore the scripture speaks about. All right, that spoke about in past times, and which we continue to push as spiritual Egypt, spiritual Rome. All right, the verged out of Babylon, and death to other heathen nations, and shalom to the elect.